Eagles-Browns joint practice highlights. Jalen Hurts faces challenges. Kelee Ringo's cornerback struggles. The Philadelphia Eagles kicked off their 14th training camp practice for the 2025-26 season on Wednesday at the NovaCare Complex. This session marked the initial of 2 joint practices with the Cleveland Browns. A quick glance at previous practice days can be found in the provided links, each detailing pivotal moments and player performances leading up to this joint event. A.J. Brown on the sidelines. Wide receiver A.J. Brown was notably absent from today's drills, despite having participated in varying capacities in the previous sessions. According to sources, Brown did not experience any professional setbacks. Rather, the team's coaching staff opted to exercise caution regarding his hamstring injury as the season looms closer. Alongside Brown, the first-team offense was temporarily diminished due to guard Landon Dickerson's knee surgery earlier that morning. Although there's optimistic news that he could return in time for the season opener, which is just 22 days away. Other players missing from practice included receiver Elijah Cooks and guard Kenyon Green, both sidelined due to shoulder injuries. Limited participation was noted for linebacker Zach Bond, back. Defensive tackle Gabe Hall, shoulder. Tackle Miles Hinton, ankle. Running back Montrell Johnson, hamstring. And defensive tackle Byron Young, groin. Zach Bond did make an appearance during the 7-on-7 drills, and I concentrated primarily on the one-on-one matchups of linemen. It was promising to see Bond break up a pass during the starting defense's forced play, indicating that his time away from full training had not led to significant setbacks. Kelee Ringo in the spotlight. Kelee Ringo took the lead among cornerbacks during the practice, but faced several challenging moments when tested. A notable misplay occurred when Browns quarterback Joe Flacco targeted receiver Jerry Jeudy near the sidelines. Ringo, who was on coverage, was unable to restrict Judy's movement and went for a pass breakup instead. This misjudgment allowed Jeudy to gain an additional 10 to 15 yards, leading one to ponder Ringo's reliability as a starting player. While Ringo has displayed some solid play, the fluctuating quality raises questions about his readiness under pressure. Adoree Jackson has not yet taken the starting spot. He showed competence in one-on-one drills, managing to break up passes from Kenny Pickett, and engaging effectively with Flacco, who misfired when Jeudy slipped in his route. Jakorian Bennett's strong performance. Cornerback Jakorian Bennett received a considerable number of snaps with the first unit, successfully breaking up a pass directed towards Jeudy at the outset. He managed tight coverage on Jamari Thrash, but later found himself trailing Gage Larvadain, who snagged an open crossing route pass in the end zone. This seemed to imply a miscommunication regarding defensive responsibility, highlighting the need for better alignment among teammates. Later in the practice, Bennett was caught off guard on a deep dig route by Jeudy and was flagged for pass interference on rookie receiver Cassian Johnson shortly after. There were limited sightings of fellow cornerbacks Mac McWilliams and Eli Ricks in first-unit interactions, showcasing impressive moments against Browns defensive tackle Mason Graham, who stands as their top draft pick. Steen largely held his ground throughout team drills, although he did encounter a difficult moment when Shelby Harris pushed him back towards quarterback Jalen Hurts. During practice, both the Eagles' offensive and defensive lines faced off against their Cleveland counterparts, with Lane Johnson facing the formidable Myles Garrett in a notable one-on-one matchup. Johnson held his own in most cases during team activities, but Garrett managed to catch Johnson off balance with a swift inside move during their individual confrontation. While Brett Toth filled in for Dickerson at left guard, he put forth a commendable performance against Malik Collins on his first rep, though he was later overwhelmed by Harris. Jordan Mailata showed dominance against Isaiah McGuire during their individual matchups. Last season, Garrett proved troublesome for the Eagles, but Mailata's improvements were apparent today. Among the reserve offensive linemen, Darian Kinnard impressed in his one-on-one interactions, while rookie center Drew Kendall had success against Ralph Holley, but struggled against veteran players like Harris and Collins. Azeez Ojulari shines. Azeez Ojulari had perhaps his best outing of the summer, finding success as an outside linebacker. He secured a sack as part of the first unit and exhibited excellent technique by setting the edge effectively during rushes directed away from him. Although he didn't quite read the protection scheme correctly and allowed Flacco an easy pass, he remains a proven asset with his NFL experience, boasting 22 sacks over 46 games. Joshua Uche also recorded a sack through a well-executed blitz stunt, capitalizing on the opportunity to pressure Flacco. Additionally, Ogbo Okoronkwo maintained his trend of standout plays, consistently creating pressure against the quarterback. Jalen Hurts' inconsistent day. Quarterback Jalen Hurts faced his share of challenges during the practice, struggling particularly during one-on-one drills. His initial throw towards Devonta Smith was thwarted by Pro Bowl cornerback Denzel Ward, while a subsequent pass to Ainias Smith ended in an interception by corner Miles Harden. Following a series of errors, Hurts did manage to rebound in team drills, connecting with a series of receivers, including a touchdown pass to Devonta Smith on a quick out route and a key completion to Dallas Goedert on a crosser. A significant portion of the practice left me concerned about Hurts and the passing offense, especially towards the end. Factors like missing key players such as Johnson, Jurgens, and Brown likely affected his output. It's worth noting the running backs showcased some promising runs, but without full contact, it's tough to gauge the offensive effectiveness fully. Defensive success for the Eagles. On the other side, Vic Fangio's defense demonstrated promise against a Browns offense still in search of its core identity, especially without Pickett participating in team drills and Shedeur Sanders sidelined due to an early oblique injury. Linebacker Jeremiah Trotter Jr. generated considerable plays, stifling an inside zone run, while cornerback Cooper DeJean effectively disrupted a misdirection screen. Quinion Mitchell had a notable moment by tying up Jeudy, leading to an incomplete pass. Both defensive tackles Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter recorded tackles for loss, pushing into the backfield with powerful performances. Final thoughts. So, who emerged victorious in today's practice? The answer remains elusive, as the myriad elements at play on separate fields make it difficult to draw definitive conclusions. Besides, the complexity of follow-through teams, coaching strategies, and objectives complicates the narrative significantly. One thing is evident. The Browns had considerable motivation entering this joint session, viewing it as an opportunity to measure themselves against reigning champions. Under the guidance of Jim Schwartz, who is renowned for pushing his players to rise to the challenge, the Browns exhibited grit in the scrimmages. Despite an environment where fighting leads to immediate dismissals, which both coaches, Nick Sirianni and Kevin Stefanski, enforced strictly, tensions flared with a minor scuffle after a hit during drills. The Eagles' bench responded rapidly, contrasting with the Browns, who stayed back, perhaps understandably cautious. As a closing note, joint practices attracted a notable turnout of Eagles alumni and local celebrities, further enriching the day's atmosphere. Tomorrow marks the second of these valuable practices, followed by a closed walkthrough on Friday. The two teams will square off in a preseason matchup on Saturday at Lincoln Financial Field, kickoff at 1 p.m.